UFO hearing, is there evidence that aliens and extraterrestrials have visited the Earth? The groundbreaking congressional hearing offered some interesting revelations, but was alien contact one of them? Radio astronomer Stephen Tingay of Curtin University takes a look at what went down at that hearing. Now, let's remember, we do have evidence of beings that are not totally human Homo sapiens. For example, the DNA of King Tut has been found to be very intense compared to Homo sapien human DNA, and his bone structure is more dense than the human bones. So that is not human Homo sapien DNA and bone structure. But going back to this, the United States Congress recently held a hearing into U.S. government information pertaining to unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, what we call UFOs. The last investigation of this kind happened more than 50 years ago as part of a U.S. Air Force investigation called Project Blue Book, which examined reported sightings of unidentified flying objects. Note the change in the name. Okay, instead of UFO, they call it now UAPs. The current hearings are the result of the stipulation attached to 2020 COVID-19 relief bill, which requires U.S. intelligence agencies to produce a report on UAPs within 180 days, and that report appeared in June last year. But why would governments be interested in UAPs, what we call UFOs? One exciting line of thought is UAPs are alien spacecraft visiting Earth. It's a concept that gets a lot of attention by playing on decades of sci-fi movies, views about what goes on in Area 51, and purported sightings by the public. A much more prosaic line of thought is governments are interested in unexplained aerial phenomena, especially those with their own sovereign airspace within their airspace, because, of course, they may represent technologies developed by an adversary. So it's a matter of national security. Indeed, most discussion at the recent hearing revolved around potential threats from UAPs on the basis they were such human-made technologies. None of the public testimony went any way towards supporting a conclusion that alien spacecraft have crashed on or visited Earth. The hearings did include closed classified sessions that presumably dealt with more sensitive security information. There is no doubt unexplained phenomena have been observed, such as in footage obtained by Navy pilots showing fast-moving airborne objects, but the leap to aliens requires a far more substantial and direct evidence, including evidence that can be widely scrutinized using the tools of science. After all, the existence of life elsewhere in the universe is a fascinating question of science and society, so the search for extraterrestrial life is a legitimate pursuit, subject to the same burden of evidence that applies to all science. A drop in an ocean. On and off over the past decade, I've used radio telescopes to perform wide-ranging experiments to search for technosignatures, signatures of technological civilizations on planets elsewhere in our galaxy, like our Milky Way galaxy. But after decades of many teams of experts using powerful telescopes, we still have not covered much territory. If the Milky Way is considered equivalent of the Earth's oceans, the sum total of our decades of searching is like taking a random swimming pool worth of water out of the ocean to search for a shark. On top of that, we're not even sure sharks exist, and if they do, what would they look like or how would they behave? While I believe life will almost certainly exist among the trillions of planets in the universe, the sheer scale of the universe is a problem. And what would it take to make contact? The vast volume of the universe makes it very difficult to achieve interstellar travel, receive signals, or communicate with any potential far-off life forms, at least according to the laws of physics as we know them. Speeds are limited to the speed of light, which is around 330,000 kilometers per second. That's pretty fast. But even at that speed, it would take a signal roughly 4 years to travel between Earth and the nearest star to our galaxy, which is 4 light years away. But Einstein's theory of special relativity tells us that in practice, the speed of a physical object such as a spacecraft will be slower than the speed of light. Also, thanks to the inverse square law of radiation, signals get weaker in proportion to the square of the distance they have traveled. Over interstellar distances, that's a killer. So for planets hundreds of thousands of light years away, travel times are likely in the many thousands of years, and any signals originating from civilizations on those planets are incredibly weak and difficult to detect. Cover-ups? Could it be aliens have crashed on Earth and the US government is just covering it up, as Republican Congressman Tim Burchett claims in his reaction to the hearing? For airlines belonging to the International Air Transport Association, the chance of plane crash is about 1 in a million, and that begs the question, do we think an alien spacecraft that can travel for thousands of years across interstellar distances is more robust and better designed than our planes? Well, the answer is, of course, yes. Now, let's say it's 100 times better, which means the chance of a crash is 1 in 100 million. So to end up with an alien wreckage stashed away in Area 51, we would need 100 million visits from alien spacecraft, and that would be 2,739 visits from aliens per day, every day for the past 100 years. So where are they? The near-Earth environment should be constantly buzzing with aliens. With radars constantly scanning space, billions of mobile phone cameras and hundreds of thousands of amateur astronomers photographing the sky, as well as professional astronomers with powerful telescopes, there should be a lot of really good evidence in the hands of the general public and scientists, not just governments. That's assuming they don't have technology to be invisible, visibility technology. That's much more likely the UAPs presented in evidence are homegrown or due to natural phenomena we don't yet understand, aka Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. Now, in science, Occam's razor is still a great starting point. The best explanation is the simplest explanation consistent with the known facts. Until there is much more and much, much better evidence, let's conclude aliens have not visited yet. I can't lie though, I'm hoping I'll see a time when that evidence exists, and until then, I'll keep searching the skies to do my bit. This is by Stephen Tingay, John Curtin, Distinguished Professor Radio Astronomy, Curtin University. This is from the conversation. This is Creative Commons from the conversation, and it's on Unexplained Mysteries. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.